Alrighty guys, welcome back to the next episode of the Road to Glory with Lord Bentner. So, we're in episode 3. In episodes 1 and 2 we won 3 games each. So, all of the 6 games that we played so far we have won, and we come up against the first team and it looks like he's starting to try and build a French hybrid. And it's actually not too bad of a team. He's got the lone Cabella and he's an absolutely amazing player, Cabella. I used him, I think it was a year or two ago with his Team of the Season card. He always gets in forms and Team of the Seasons and stuff like that, but we actually take the lead through Nicholas Bentner. The little over the top through ball through to him, and he could do absolutely nothing about it. Now, and this is a nice little run here from Bentner. Just pretty much runs through the whole team. So as you can see here, he's not the quickest, but with the 3-star skills, he can do a little hit, a little roulette and stuff like that, and he can shoot. So he makes it 2-0 there, pretty much straight from the kickoff. And then we get a corner here, and Boyleson, our left back, looks like he's taking the corners, and that was actually an own goal in the end. It was a bit of bullshit, to be fair. But here we go, we're moving on, and Bentner here making a nice run, holding off the defender, making it 4-0. Absolutely smashing this guy. The poor guy doesn't really know what he was doing. He was a decent enough player, but with the team, with the chemistry, it was a little bit hard for him coming up against our team, and yeah, and he left. So that's pretty much how that one ended. And Bentner there, as you can see, gets a 7.8. It was a very good game. As you can, in the first episode and the second episode, we got a rage quit, and we did in the third as well. So pretty awesome that we're getting rage quits consistently now. And this guy has a decent enough team. He's starting to build a bit of an Arsenal team up the right side there. And then I think it's Matry, the other striker, there as well. So it looks like it could be a little bit dangerous. And Walcott actually played fairly well for him. Obviously using his pace, it did help as well. But then we did actually put Bentner through, and somehow he managed to get a bit of a deflection coming off his chest. The keeper comes out but can't get to it, and Bentner nods it over the top for 1-0. The weirdest goal ever. And then we get a free kick here on the edge of the box. Bentner gets played through, gets chopped on his ankle, and it falls to... we actually used Tusk, because he's probably got the best free kicks out of everyone. Unfortunately, hits the crossbar, but it falls out to the Lord Bentner, and he heads it into the bottom right hand corner. He's an absolute machine, this man. And Albiak doing some beautiful work here, cutting outside, cutting back inside, and the cross over the top to Bentner again. The header goes into the back of the net. You can't stop him. He's an absolute monster. He's if you throw it to him or whatnot, it's a goal if you cross it to him, and it's all sweet. But Wirtz doing beautiful work here to Jorgensen, cuts inside, cuts back outside, and finishes it calmly at the near post. The keeper had no chance. We were all over this guy. I've kind of felt sorry for him. Going into the second half now, Cuss goes up the right-hand side, passes it through to Bentner. The little turn and the easiest of finishes under the keeper makes it 5-0. We're going absolutely ham in this episode. Now, Wirtz now, over the little cheeky back heel into Bentner, cutting back inside, somehow receives the ball back. I don't know how that actually happened. It was a nice volley to put it home in the end, but it was a bit of bullshit, to be fair. And then ball falls to Jorgensen, takes the shot. Unfortunately, it was a beautiful save by the keeper, but it does go through to a corner, and it will be taken by Boyleson, our left back, puts it in. And it's actually our worst that gets on the end of it. Our centre mid is pretty big, to be fair. I think he's like 6 foot or something like that. And he makes it 7. We're going absolutely nuts. And then Albiak crosses it, and it falls to Jorgensen, who finishes it. But we actually get a penalty. As you can see here, the replay, the keeper smashes Wirtz, gets absolutely dropped. That's Albiak, sorry. Gets absolutely dropped. And instead of taking the goal, we're going to take the penalty here with Lord Bentner and see if we can finish it off. And he does with a little cheeky chip to make it 8-0 in the 76th minute. We are all over this guy. He's not the greatest of players, to be fair. And then that ended up being 9-0. It probably should have been a goal to us, considering it was a shot and it was on target. But Bentner with so many goals in that game is absolutely ridiculous. 9.6, and Wirtz gets a 9.8 rating for the man of the match. And then the third opponent is this. Not the greatest team at all. I really feel sorry for some of these sides we're coming up against. Some of them have actually been decent enough players. It's just that they don't have the teams to do anything with it, unfortunately for them. So this team was a full bronze team with like 50-something chemistry, not good at all. And it starts off here with Wirtz putting it over the top to Bentner, and it's a beautiful save, to be fair. But somehow the guy manages to try and clear it, but only as far as back straight into Bentner on the penalty spot, and he just heads it in. Like, that was the weirdest goal ever. And again, Bentner, little through ball through to him, takes it down, holds off 2 defenders, and slots it under the keeper to make it 3. And then Bentner turns provider here in this one. Beautifully worked through, a little bit trampy, but it was a nice diving header to finish it off to make it 3-0 against this guy. And then it just continued. I feel sorry for this guy. Albayek here on a beautiful run, cuts in tight here a little bit, back out, back in, and the defender was bemused completely, and he makes it 4-0 in the 72nd minute, all over this guy. And now Jorgensen plays it out to Jorgensen, to be fair, and then the first time shot into the bottom right hand corner around the keeper and makes it 5-0, and that's how that one ends. So we do win the Division 9 title just here. It'll pop up in a second, and then in a second we'll wrap up this season as well. Alrighty guys, so as you've just seen, we won the division title. So we've done 2 titles in a row. We did not lose a game, we did not draw a game. 9 wins is not too bad of a start. It's a perfect start, to be fair. So let's have a quick look at the stats of everyone. Obviously we'll start with Bentner. He's not going anywhere, he's going to continue through the series, but 21 goals and 8 assists in 9 games is absolutely ridiculous. He's playing like an absolute boss, so good in the air, decent shooting, and the only thing about him is a little bit slow, but possibly it doesn't matter too much. Hopefully when we get some decent players around him, maybe some 4-star skills and stuff, it'll be a little bit easier. But let's move on. The 2 cams. So first of all, Jorgensen had 9 games, obviously 6 goals and 5 assists, not too bad for him. Albayek had 2 goals, 4 assists, didn't show up as much. Now Wirtz actually played fairly well, 4 games, 4 assists. He actually played pretty good. On the right we had Kasper Kusk. Only the 2 assists in the 9 games, not as good. On the left-hand side, we got 2 goals for Nikolai Jorgensen. At left-back, 1 goal and 3 assists for Boyliston. Actually played very good in the 9 games. Not too bad of a left-back. He's obviously going to stay. He's the only left-back. No goals, no assists for Schultz. Jorgensen, no goals, no assists. And the right-back, no goals, no assists either. So, Larson, obviously no goals, no assists. He had a few clean sheets. He actually wasn't too bad of a keeper, Larson. As you see in that last game, he saved a lot of goals, even though, I don't know, this team, maybe it seemed a little bit better than it was because we're playing against not the greatest of oppositions. As we go up the ranks, it's going to be a little bit harder.